Hello, hello. Good morning, Justice League, Justice Warriors. What is going on other than Ara's going live? And I did not want to compete with her audience. That's such a rarity that we get to see her live doing her job, working with kids and music. And it's just a cool thing. But I needed to get on my live too because my schedule is tight. So I have about an hour that I can spend with you guys. If anybody's here, say hi. Otherwise, I'll just assume that it will all be replay crew, which is also cool. I have a lot of freaking notes today, so maybe that's the best way to go anyway. But how's the lighting? How's my hair? Let me drink some water. And then do my routine. Please share the video. Make sure you're subscribed. Turn on your notification bell. Pixie Knickers, what is up, girlfriend? How are you? So, and hit that thumbs up button if you'd be so kind to help the algorithm stay strong and healthy. I will not confess to you that I have 4 notebooks today. I'll just pretend I have this one cute one with the bicycle on it. Um, but I do have 4 notebooks because, I'm constantly listening to YouTube and then needing to jot things down because I'm telling you, if I don't jot it down, it's gone. Like I only have like 30 seconds for it just bzz. But sometimes if I rewind the video, then the thought will come back. Actually, that usually will work, but I don't always do it. So Pixie Knickers and Rando and Mrs. Amir and Susan Dodge, Mark Molina, thank you guys so much for joining me. Love to you all. I hope you're off to a very good morning this Thursday, October 12th. It's about a quarter to 10 on the East Coast Standard Time. And Sherry, hello, hello. Um, Man, I'll do my little disclaimer. Everything I say is simply my opinion, and I'm completely insane, so don't even worry about it, right? I shouldn't be so insulting towards myself or anybody else for that matter. So yes, everything I say is simply an opinion. It's simply for the sake of conversation, hoping to open up a discussion and to glean some more insight and information. I'm always hoping to learn something, and my my goal is to make my videos educational for all of us and just a nice place to hang out with our true crime community. All of my content is made for YouTube, and that is an entertainment platform. So off we go. Mark has been kicking some butt with his Kylie Rodney content, I like that. Divine Justice, aka Mrs. G, the Honey Badger, killing it. And I did not get to catch the Army for Jesus that she did yesterday, where she said she had the case figured out. Did you guys catch that? Um, so many awesome things to catch. The Ninja Chihuahua. How could I not think of that? I love Ninja Chihuahua. I love the name too. So, Illuminated Minds and Murderous Minds. Isn't that the one you were talking about in your video a couple days ago, Mark? I'm writing it down because I picked up my pen to write that down and then I got distracted. Murderous Minds. I was re-listening to one of yours, Mark. I've been listening, making sure that I catch everything of yours because you're razor sharp. I'm telling you, you're freaking on it. So let's just jump right in with Kylie. Um, what? So I do want to continue to mention the other channels that I don't mention as much. CNY, who is a great inspiration to all of us. Crime Watch with Kenny, also a fantastic inspiration and just spot on. I dropped into your live a second ago, and then it looked like you were about to sign off. You must have signed off since you're here, my friend. Thank you for coming in. And I really didn't want to have to leave your live, but my schedule is just so tight. I was trying to start my video live earlier, and then I knocked over my flippin' coffee, so then I had to turn the whole place upside down. No, I'm just kidding. I was disappointed, but I'm okay. I'll be fine, really. I I like my caffeine and I also don't like making a mess. But anyway, my problems, if that's my biggest problem today, I will consider myself very blessed. I always try to remind myself because, I'm a therapist by trade and that's what I would do is listen to your problems. And your problems are not my problems. My problems are not your problems. But when we listen to each other's problems, we can take a literally a vacation and an escape from our own. And it's just a delight. And then we can feel like we can help somebody else and we can identify by lining up our problems, kind of working out our own issues while we're there for another person. It's a wonderful, wonderful, way to be, and you don't have to be a psychotherapist to do that. You can do that for your friends and family every day. So take a vacation from your problems, to quote that movie, What About Bob? Remember, Richard Dreyfuss wrote a prescription for Bill Murray to take a vacation from his problems. Love that. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I went live to make sure we remember not to believe everything we hear. Oh, so smart. And see, I like to try to go live routinely to get in the habit of talking to you guys on camera because it's not a natural thing to do. But the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. And yeah, it's a thing. When I started my channel, what was it? August 28th, I think, last year, my friend helped me set up my YouTube thing. And she said that. She said, the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get talking to the camera. And I thought, comfortable talking to a camera? Like WTF? I don't think so. That'll never happen. But I do. I get pretty comfortable talking to you guys. But then, like when I don't do a video on the weekend, I feel a little rusty. So that's one of the reasons why I like to keep it a routine. Anyway, enough about all that. We need to just jump right into Kylie, and I was going to continue to mention some of the great channels that I often don't mention. Larissa Slaughter and Imprint and Kevin Neese and Mark Molina. I did mention because he is here so often, and I appreciate your support, all of you. Um, Thanks so much for being here. So, where shall we start? Murderous Minds is an awesome channel that I need to become more familiar with. I know I've seen their stuff, but man, Divine Justice does so many videos in a day. Divine Justice, aka Mrs. G, the Honey Badger, and she rocks. She has such a unique style. I love it. If you guys don't know her channel, check it out. She's so dedicated to Kylie, as we all are, right? Who is Mark Molina? That's cute. Rando says someone's opinion about a picture of unrelated people don't really matter to me, Ara. So I'm not even sure what you guys are talking about. If you want to clue me in, I would be very appreciative. And how come I can't highlight yours, Rando? Oh, it's because the thing is in the way. The heart. Anyway, I'll be able to highlight it, I think now. Yeah. So no drama. Yes. Baby mama drama. I like that, right? Let's talk about Divine Justice's insight into the Kylie Rodney case because I was trying to catch as many of her videos from yesterday as I could, and she's so hard to keep up with because she's got, what did she say the other day? Like 20 to 50 sometimes in a day? I thought it was more like 5 or 10, and I was having trouble keeping up because there's so many great channels that I love. And then I also want to do my own content, and I have a very full life. I don't know how I do it. I mean, honestly. Anyway, Divine Justice was talking about a dream that she had about Kylie when she was kind of taking a nap during the day, which she doesn't really do. So she wasn't really asleep. And I've had that experience once or twice where I had a very clairvoyant moment while sort of napping during the day, but not really a nap, more like a visit with a friend who was not of this earth anymore. And I'll just tell you that little story because it was pretty cool. I was at the, American Art Therapy actually, the Coalition of All Creative Therapies conference in Washington, DC in 1990. It was fall of 1990, and they were doing them every 10 years, but as far as I know, that was the last coalition of all the creative therapies, all the expressive arts therapies, and it was an amazing experience, but I went to my friend's house that I was staying at because it was at a super expensive hotel, like it was not the Ritz-Carlton, but something like that, brand new downtown DC. It's gorgeous. They always have them in these fancy schmancy places. Um, the art therapy conventions. Anyway, stay on track. What was it? So I was at this dear friend's house, middle of the day taking a nap because I was exhausted from all the running around. And I was reading my art therapy book written by Harriet Wadeson, I think is her name. She's like one of the greatest art therapists in the world. I think I got her name right. I love her. Anyway, I was reading her art psychotherapy book and I sort of fell asleep on the book, but not really. I was, sort of in that half awake asleep. And I was reading about schizophrenia and her doing her art therapy with schizophrenic patients, clients. And this friend of mine who had unalived herself when she was 19, a very close friend of mine, came to me and told me the truth about what had happened. I'm just going to leave it at that because I'm getting a little shaken up. I wasn't even expecting to talk about her. I love her so much. Anyway, that was a very intense dream. And she came to me and she told me things that I never had a clue about. And I knew that it was the truth, and I knew that she had visited. So when Divine Justice was talking about this dream in one of her many lives yesterday, and I'll link it in the description, she had a dream that she was talking to Kylie. And Kylie, like I said, Divine Justice, aka Mrs. G, the honey badger, was not quite asleep. So sort of like a daydream. Um, and she was telling Kylie that she had to get out. And Kylie was telling her that she couldn't, that she was stuck. And then Divine Justice was describing how she felt something like touch her face. And it was just extremely intense. And I loved hearing her story about it. I'd never heard her talk about that. Um, but let me just tell you some of the other videos that I was catching from her channel from yesterday, this morning. Um, One, I think she titled it something like Kylie, the Star of Truckee, and she did a couple where she was just playing the tapes of Kylie singing. And I was kind of thinking, like, yeah, she was way too talented for somebody who would feel jealous of her, or maybe even somebody who might be crushing on her and feeling like they didn't have a chance with her. So, I'm sure a lot of people were crushing on Kylie. I mean, don't you think, like, that probably half the town had a crush on her? Like, seriously? Male or female? I mean, she was just gorgeous in a very exotic and unique way, and she was humble and a goofball, and she had that real raspy voice, and she was so talented. She was the star of Truckee. And I'm really not convinced that she actually is no longer of this earth, and she very well might not be. That's, I think, more probable than not. But this whole thing with this flippin', oh, I gotta look at my notes. This coal person, this new coal person, freaking librarian. I have a whole page of notes from all this. And so I was staying current with all of Shan's stuff too. She did two lives last night, a 20-minute one that broke off and then another 40-minute one. So, April Cole, the campaign director for the Truckee Library, like WTF, the the media spearhead. And a term that I have never heard that I loved that Shan was using in her live last night was the media walls around the Kylie Rodney case. Like, that's phenomenal. Yeah, like, why do we have all these media walls? So the campaign director for the Truckee Library that April Cole was hired to do. Like, Ara's been bringing up the point, like, where did they get this money? Like, where did this money come from? Like, this money's never been there. The uh, position has never been there. So honestly, like, were they paid off in exchange for a trafficking type of situation? And then they're able to feed into the profits of doing this more. I mean, April Cole's a top travel agent with the head of the local Rotary Club. Like, this is just creeping me the F out. Um, so a person of this caliber, a professional of this caliber that has nothing to do with a freaking librarian. I mean, librarians usually have master's degree in library sciences, you guys. They're not freaking tour operators for luxury accommodations and international travel experts. Like, no, that's not a thing. I'm spitting nails. Can you guys see the nails flying out of my mouth? Because I feel feeling them. Jay Rana, hello. Starting late. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Pixie Knickers. She was such a dear friend. It sucks. And she was a smart girl and a tough girl. Yeah, Mark. Um, you are spot on with your opinions about Jagger and so much else. I missed Shan live. I crashed to sleep. Well, I missed it last night too because I thought she was going on and then same. So then I caught it this morning. Instant job for the connected. I'm at the part where you're talking about Mrs. G having a Kylie dream. Have you ever heard? I can't remember his name, Jacob. He posts videos almost every day having dreams of Kylie. I have not. I would love to check out this channel. Is the name of the channel Jacob? That is wild. You know who else had a dream about Kylie at the beginning of this was Kevin Neese. And I put a link to Kevin's song in my video from yesterday. I've caught up on all of my links and descriptions and everything. Sorry, I fell behind for a couple of days there. Been having trouble keeping up with my life. Um, and so I try to get on that stuff right away so that it doesn't there's not a lag because I make all these promises. I'll put this link and that link and the other link, and then I sometimes don't get to it till later in the day, or sometimes I realize, oh, I never did do that, did I? So I try to do it as quickly as I can get to it. And anyway, um, I put the link to Kevin Neese's song where Kylie comes to him in that dream. My New Friends. I love that song. I've talked about it so many times. I've tried posting it on my community tab, but I think that Kevin has it set to where you can't do that. But I think if I put the link into my description, I think that works. If not, then just go over to Kevin Neese's channel and go to his Kylie playlist, and it's like one of the first, if you set it up so that it goes newest first, which normally it comes up like most recent first, but you can reset that and then it'll be one of the top ones. And it has Kylie's face in the clouds. It's a beautiful thumbnail and a beautiful song. Very powerful. So she came to him in a dream and asked for his help. So that's why he's been dedicating himself. And he's got such great spidey senses with his history of being in law enforcement and just knowing the things he knows. Like, he knows, just like Mrs. G knows, and just like so many of us know, that Kylie was harmed by the people around her. And Mark, I didn't know that you were suspicious of Lindsay super early on, like before Kylie was found. Um, CNY was one of the first people that I knew was suspicious of Kylie, but I don't remember the timing, or Lindsay. I don't remember the timing, if it was before or after uh, AWP discovered her remains or her car or whatever. I need to slow down. I'm just, there's so much material, and then I want to keep up with you guys. Who said that Kylie Rodney was basically a nobody, yet she is in this multi-talented musician, singer, and smart and beautiful. And who would be jealous of that? Wasn't it Jagger who said she was a nobody, or was it someone else? I think that lots of people were visited by Kylie. Rando? Wow. See, I didn't know this. I knew about Kevin Neese, and then I just learned about um, Divine Justice. Who else was visited by Kylie? I wish she would come visit me, seriously. Um, and maybe she will. Who knows? I mean, I have felt such a connection to her from the beginning because of all of the sus AF everything around this case. And I've told you guys, I was on a camping trip up in Michigan with my family when it happened. And it was the day that we were leaving, and I found somebody's crushed cell phone in the middle of the gravel road, and I picked it up, and it rang about a half an hour later. It was completely crushed, but it worked. It was an iPhone. And I ended up on our way home, we were able to meet up with this person and get the phone back to them. It was a cool story. But that same day was the day that Kylie was announced missing. And so I was on a camp trip, and this whole thing about how she was going to go camping the next day, where's the freaking timeline? Like, what happened that day, Friday? We get the information that Lindsay says that she was texting with her and she said she was going to go to the gym. Did we ever get an answer if she went to the gym or not? Like, that's so freaking basic. You need to have a chronology of this person's last movements, their last contacts, the last people that saw them. I don't think that information has ever been released. Like I said, I'm freaking spitting nails. I need to drink some water, slow down, look at your comments, and look at my notes and keep going forward. Because, yeah, these people did something, they're hiding something, they're hiding something huge. And I'm leaning more and more towards the trafficking. And maybe that was the intent, and then something happened and she didn't survive because, she's a tough girl and she was fighting. Keep fighting. And just Jagger's thing about how he taught her how to get out of a bad situation. Like, how did he know she was in a bad situation? The whole freaking thing with that damn Lana Del Rey sweatshirt. And I was a big Lana Del Rey fan. That ruined it for me, honestly, you guys. Like, I can't listen to her anymore because that stupid sweatshirt lie. And I think that they were really trying to paint a picture like this girl ran away, and this girl was in a self-harming type of mentality. And Lindsay's first interviews, like maybe not her very first one, maybe her second one, where she was like, "I'm sorry, Kylie." Again, was this a script? Like, we're trying to paint a picture that she was depressed? Because that's what it sounds like. Anyway, I don't want to keep missing all of this. Um, thank you. Let me see if I can copy and paste this. Can I? I don't think I can. Mark, are you able to copy and paste J. Rana Boomer's message here? I'll pin it. Um, oh wait, that didn't work. Let me see. J. Rana Boomer, I'm trying to pin that message. Are you able to copy and paste that so that there's a hyperlink? Um, Otherwise, we'll figure out how to do it. Lots of Kylie dreams, and he talks about caffeine a lot. Oh, very, very cool. Jacob Hoyman. I'm writing that down because I want to make sure I get that. Um, 20 missing thumbs up, lovely people. Outdoorsy life. Be the Fonzie, hit the thumbs up button. No, it was a man who had threatened Larissa Slaughter. Okay, I missed something, but yeah, that sucks. That really sucks. Megan said that she was a nobody. It was Megan who said that? That's disgusting. Oh, she's disgusting. And that's why we have so much love for Ninja Chihuahua and Divine Justice, is they do such a good job of showcasing MC showcasing what a disgusting piece of dirt she is, putting it nicely and politely and professionally. Let's see. He's a drummer, think for the Lost Trail Carpenters or something. He's telling Larissa that Kylie was a weirdo. Everything at the lodge was weird, he said. Jacob Hoyman? Wow, that's so wild. Um, I don't think the gas station picture is Sammy. I think it's Kylie, but you can see they edited something off her body, possibly a sweatshirt. That's why her hair is chopped off. Arms look weird. Jaded Warehouse, I could agree with you 100% because I was in that camp for most of this last year. Um, and you could very well be spot on with that. I've been brainwashed by the Squirrel Squad into believing that it is not Ms. Kylie. It certainly could be. I think it looks so much like her. But yeah, if whichever, it's definitely edited and where's the rest of the video? I mean the photo is definitely photoshopped, like you said, the short hair and the weird arms. Like I'm guessing that they airbrushed out some bottles of alcohol, maybe. She's not carrying a purse, so maybe that's airbrushed out. Um and yeah, it is weird. She's got like the alien hands, the alien arms. It's a bizarre picture. But what about her car being parked down the street on Hirschdale Drive? Um, what was that, like August 17th or something? It was a few days later, sometime in the next week or so. Um, and the police report of somebody calling it in, and it didn't have like a roof rack on it. And then the police said, "Well, we'll check it at 7 a.m. We'll have 061 or something." That was a code probably for the deputy that would be checking in on it, that would probably have been starting his shift at 7 in the morning. But the call came in at like 2 in the morning. So why in the world would you wait 5 hours? If you're looking for this car and somebody says, "There's the car," so much sus AF. Did you see CNY Family stream about the call she got from a local? No, Nana Psychoville. I need to catch up on that. Please share if you'd like. And Mark's trying. That's okay. That if you couldn't get it, like I said, we'll figure that out. The sweatshirt lie really bothered me too. Two reasons why no video of her in the Odd Future video. One, she wasn't there. Two, she looked really bad. Didn't want to show her. Yeah, I don't think she was there, but I don't know. I mean, I have my different theories that I vacillate this way and that. I mean, I agree with you, J. Rana Boomer. I've got the same opinion basically, that yeah, she either wasn't there or she was already in really rough shape and, maybe already drugged and maybe already beat up. And, I just think that she was targeted. I think this was planned. I really think that it's possible that the uh, people that weren't minors in this community basically ordered this to happen, and the minors took care of it. The underage ones, I don't know, but what I also wanted to bring up was the whole thing with Kimberly Westfall. So that's Jägermeister's mother's name. And it's also the name of a woman who runs a nonprofit in Georgia that is called the Sanctuary, and it's uh, a refuge for people from Russia who've been trafficked. Kimberly Westfall. Then we have the Kimberly Westfall's name. Was it CNY who discovered this or somebody else? That Kimberly Westfall's name was on a post office box that she shared with some guy named Joe something, that was the guy who owned the house that fake Auntie Ashley, prime suspect number one in the Trinity Bacchus case. That guy Joe owned that house that Ashley rented, that was the last place Trinity Backus was allegedly alive. And Joe and a Kimberly Westfall share a P.O. box in Truckee. Like, WTF, you guys. Like, my brain is just freaking exploding. And I'm so glad that we have a whole army of us that are still stuck on Kylie's case over a year later, because she deserves it. And a year ago, I thought I could very well be the only one stuck here a year later, sticking my neck out, spinning in circles trying to figure this crap out. So the fact that there's so many of us, and whether that's 10 or 100 or 1,000, I think it's remarkable. I think that we know things. We all have our spidey senses, our instincts. These idiots over there in Truckee, speaking their Truckanese, as Shan invented. I love that. They've said so many stupid things. They've let the cat out of the bag so many times. I have her completely. Huh? I forget what I was talking about. That's one of the best ones. Oh no, that's not exactly where she was located. Wait, what did I just say? I'm going to eat those words. That was another really good one too. Those two were just a few seconds apart, weren't they? I mean, we can review this stuff so many times and then get more and more out of it. And I'm just so appreciative that there's so many people doing that. So thank you all. Um, let's see. I like Jacob. He is a bit different, but seems lovely. I always hit that like button, like I put on my seatbelt. Oh, that's so cute. I try also, especially for the content creators that I really like. Megan and Larissa's informant both said it. Oh, about that she was a nobody? Or are you referring to something else, Rando? A bunch of crisis actors. Oh man, that guy is a creep. Jaded Warehouse. Which guy? Go through Larissa's lives. You'll find a video with the phone call from the guy. Do not Jacob. He loves Kylie. Interesting. I did not like the way he spoke to Larissa or about Kylie. He made my she's got a smudgy looking mark where the tattoo could be too. Right. Yeah, she does have a smudgy looking mark. Like, I thought that was a shadow for a long time, but I don't know. These people, man. They're truckanese. Let's see. Sorry, Jazz, I missed what I was supposed to copy. That's all right, Mark. Thanks for trying. I just thought that you're so fancy since you used to work for this thing, YouTube. That's cool. Nanocycloville, yes, I did. Where did that go? It just jumped. I did now. Just is the person credible? She's got a smudgy, yeah. Scheduled event or something like that, Rando. I agree. The Kylie Rodney party. I mean, that just is too much like the Donner party. And my goodness, they have like a freaking picnic area at the Donner party memorial. Like, are you kidding me? I'm gonna hurl just thinking about it. A picnic area at the Donner Park Memorial. You had to drive through the Donner Park Memorial to get to the Lost Trail Lodge, you guys. You had to drive through that park, literally. Like, it, maybe not like straight through the middle of it, but at least right by it before you'd get to the Coldwater Creek. Like, who in the heck wants to be thinking about cannibalism all the time? But who does is the elites. That's a thing. That's a thing. Like, that's how you gain power and crap with that whole insanity. Okay, let's see. I get a feeling it's possible, hun. J. Rana Boomer, thanks. I think the report said something was on top of the car on the roof racks, which is creepy. Yeah, yeah. And maybe that's what dented the top of the car, because that was never explained, the dent on the top of the car. You need to see the CNY video. I will, Outdoorsy Life. I've been meaning to these last couple of days. It's at the top of my priority list. Thank you. Prepare yourself, hon. It's quite hard. Listen, whether the person is truthful or not, I believe they may well be. Oh no. And then like I said, that Army for Jesus one that she just did in the last day that says that she thinks she figured it all out. I want to see that too. Um I pretty much believe all the theories because they are all possible, everything but accident. Nope, impossible. Jay Rana, I completely agree with you. Like that's the one conspiracy that I don't think is possible at all. And you're not going to have a whole bunch of high end media professionals out there creating these media walls with a freaking car accident. You're not going to have dozens, literally dozens of FBI agents kicking the dirt, standing 50 feet from where the vehicle's located, going, gee whiz, where could she be? We can't find her. Like, that's all just out of control. Freaking gaslighting. These people in positions of authority think they can get away with this stuff because they always have. They always have. But technology is catching them. Again, we know that there would be all kinds of surveillance cameras all over Truckee showing all of these people driving around on that day and the next day and showing Kylie's vehicle. And yeah, I agree that it was getting moved around and it was being hidden. And maybe it was in people's garages and maybe it was out in the woods and maybe it was down on Hirshdale Road. And maybe, like Upchurch said, maybe somebody even took an excavator, dug a hole, put it in the earth, and covered it. And maybe it was in a reefer truck. Those things sounded so crazy at first, but they're all quite feasible. I do think Trinity's case is related 100%. Well, the thing with her boyfriend's mommy being friends with Lindsay and Dante. Yeah, Dante. I must get the bit from the ceremony, the celebration of life. It's very freaky what I'm sure I saw and heard. Yeah, please share. And just like that black flag with the purple spray paint, or is it a purple flag with the black spray paint, I think, where they did like Kylie's image from, that one excellent photograph of her that um the viewer made the Christmas tree ornaments out of last year. And my mod that has said that she was going to get those Christmas tree ornaments made so that people could buy them. Um, I don't think she's going to be able to get that done. She's got too much going on. So I was going to see if Shan wanted to take control of that. She might have too much going on too. So if there's anybody that wants to order those, the Christmas tree ornaments that have the Kylie Rodney where she's kind of dancing. It's such a beautiful photograph. But they took black spray paint on a purple sheet and made an image of her like that and hung that like a flag. And it's so freaking satanic looking. Like it's a serious red flag to me that that's what they were going for. Like that was not an accident. I mean, it's creepy AF. One of the creepiest things about that whole day, in my opinion. Another creepy thing was that Kate Cunio didn't show up, and I don't even think she was in Europe yet. She just didn't show. Like that's an admission of guilt, in my opinion. That's not, oh, everybody grieves differently. Like screw that. Um, Yeah, she's sus AF. I'm still suspicious of Jägermeister. Obviously, we're all suspicious of Scammy the Snake. Lindsay, her husband, disgusting, disgusting crap. Um, Yeah, the CNY video is crazy. It's only 7 minutes or something. You should definitely check it out today. I will. I'll check it out as soon as we're done here. Shaming and threatening Larissa. Terrible. Well, Larissa might have been right there on the truth. I mean, why else is somebody going to do that? Why else? I stumbled across a live. Hey, Barbara. Welcome. Awesome. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm just spitting nails over here, just pissed AF about the Kylie case. And, where's those freaking 60 minutes and 48 hours and 2020 episodes highlighting Kylie? Where the F are they? I want to see them. But again, the media wall is not permitting it. Um, they won't put up a right, they won't even put up a bench for her. It's ridiculous. I mean, that says so much right there. I would never own a piece of land that is cursed. No way, never. And it is cursed, I'm telling you. And it's twisted the way the entire community of Truckee celebrates it. Like it's cute and funny and stuff. Like, no, no, it was a tragedy of epic proportions that is just absolutely disgusting. Absolutely tragic. Can't even begin to speak about who that lady thanked. It makes me so angry that this was not about poor Kylie. When she was thanking the sandwiches and not AWP, that was very revealing. Again, for this, we can thank these MFs. They tell the truth with everything they say and don't say. They really do. I have Odinite feelings because Angela weird comment about the Ram sticker and is very important to the community. Trinity's aunt Stephanie Fowler being a priestess or something. Oh, Sunshine Fowler. Um, I don't think that's Trinity's aunt. I think that that's her boyfriend's mom, Sunshine Fowler. And yeah, she was a priestess in the cult. Yes, she was. Um, What does the ram symbolize? I don't know, but somebody in a video I saw a few days ago um, compared it to the what do you call those tattoos at the small of the back, the tramp stamp? Somebody referred to it like that it was a tramp stamp sticker on her car. And I thought, yeah, I never really thought about it, but yeah, I think Mark and Jazz should try to contact Rowan, the newscaster. Hmm. Is that the one that Shan was spotlighting last night? The one who had an interesting story how she got into the field. I saw an old lodge video last night I never saw before, and it's so creepy, guys. Can I post a link in here or no? Please do, Jaded Warehouse. Please post the link, even if we can't make it a hyperlink right now. Please post it, and then I'll copy and paste it into the description. That would be awesome. And yeah, I'm looking for a photograph that I took, a still shot that was probably from a video of the lodge where it had the creepiest dark um entity, I guess, in the roof beams of the ceiling in the lodge. Like it looked like something that was placed there. It was very dark, very creepy. An intact being to cross my wires with that whole crap over there in Maui. The intact humans. Grr. We elect these people of power. Oh my goodness. Yeah, don't get me started, Annie Ruler. The only videos were troubling and was my first feeling from day one. Kylie was to expose this community, and a friend told in the ceremony party commenced. Well, and that parallels the possibilities of what happened in Idaho. And I think I stumbled upon a bomb in the Idaho case, you guys, a couple days ago in one of my videos where I was talking about that Darcey Smith who unalived herself at work. on October 31st last year, 2022, in Bonner County, which is like 2 counties away from Moscow. But she had filed a grievance against her supervisor that never got investigated. And who freaking unalives themselves at work? Give me an effing break. But it was in a parking lot, like behind the fairgrounds. Anyway, my brain is just going so many different directions. Because yeah, there was somebody else in a parking lot, and that is in the Maui case, the police chief's executive assistant who passed in a really bad car accident at 4:30 in the morning in a parking lot where she was chasing a thief that stole her purse or bag out of her car. And she was going 100 miles an hour in a parking lot and crashed into a tree. Um, what, 6 weeks after he was hired? Pelletier, the guy from Vegas. These people, man, these cases, these people in positions of power with the skeletons in their closets, and they're just stacking up new ones. Um, so yeah, I'm wondering with the Idaho case if what Darcey Smith, that incident happening on October 31st, and then 2 weeks later, there's this massive, crazy crime that happens at the university that everybody in the state went to. And it takes the focus off the politicians that were involved with her grievance that never got investigated because she just happened to overreact to an investigation against her involving like 20 or $40,000 of embezzlement, and that whole thing could have been concocted from the ground up. um, I don't think a young mother of one is going to do that over something like that. I just don't, and especially not at work or in the parking lot or whatever. Anyway, we're focused on Kylie right now. My squirrel brain jump into all this other cray cray. CNY videos were troubling, and that was my feeling from day one. Kylie was right, right, right. I got that. That was the one I highlighted. Sorry, but I'm from the UK, and my heart, you need Trump. We all need him. Um, I need to, sorry, nothing personal, Nana. I'm going to just take that comment out because I just try to stay out of politics, please. And thank you. Hello, where is the CHP report and why is the block of info still open? If a drunk accident, no proof is not proof of something else. Question is why and who exactly, Mr. Mr. Monk. Um, and the silhouette with purple and black was weird. It took me a while to realize that it was a silhouette. I thought it was just like graffiti at first. And in that spot where that graffiti is, where Kylie did some photo shoots, I think that that's right by the incident where the incident of the Donner Party happened. I'm pretty sure that that's where like the train to nowhere turnaround is at the top of the Donner Peak, up where the Hamburglers live. I think, like, having been to Truckee and staying in a nice lodge on Donner Lake a number of times and looking straight up across the lake up at that area where Donner Pass and the train to nowhere and all of that. I would never have, it never crossed my mind to go up there. I mean, just looking at it was creepy enough. And you can see it from virtually everywhere in Truckee, just from the lay of the land. So it's on like the Truckee side of the mountaintop. So you can't see it if you go over to Tahoe. I still feel Megan was used by her chap. I'm sure he was very close to Lindsay, and I've heard her say how pissed at all us who said the things about her. Yeah, she's a piece of work, isn't she? Um, Shan can't even check her email. I mean that in a nice way. Yeah, she's very, very busy right now, and it was awesome that she was able to get on a live last night because she's got so much to say. And yeah, sometimes life gets like that. Definitely. I know I've had trouble keeping up with myself, like I was saying. Um, let's see. Where did it go? I hate it when it jumps. And sorry that I'm behind. I'm going to try to catch up. Um, there was a whole bunch that I didn't want to miss. Okay. So, my goodness, I wonder if I'm getting hacked because it's doing all kinds of weird stuff. Um, let's see. I hope not. Anyway, oh, red flags. Where I'm at right now. I'm looking at the dozen red flags, and I'm gonna catch up to where you guys are at. Exactly, Mark. Where's the CHP report, or at least the denial? Exactly, Rando. You were spot on. Um, I think that Ellie would love ability or have ability to say we couldn't find it because it wasn't there. It's definitely a crime. Stand back, folks, while we go get the bad guys. Nah, too much law enforcement involved. Yeah, law enforcement, I think you nailed it, Mark, with saying that they're afraid of the parents of the kids, that they would be out a job if they didn't comply. Um, yeah, they're totally involved. They know what's going on. They're part of the cover up. I mean, Sam Brown even said it with the car in the water and the covering up and the covering up. And I'm not saying it was a cover up. I'm just saying it was covering up. Sammy can't be a plant unless Megan hasn't seen. Okay, I'm curious what you're saying about that, Nana. Um, let's see. Good morning, Harsh. Ellie suck like trucking those people. Um, yeah, and like Mark Molina was saying that they were asking Angela Mussolini, or however you say her name, was begging the community to come forward and give names of who was at the party because they don't have any way of figuring that out. Because they don't have any detectives, they don't have any investigative skills. The only way they can find anything out is if people volunteer the information. You know who else did that? The freaking law enforcement in the Moscow PD in the Idaho 4 case, and the Pullman PD with like the guy who was trying to push his way into the grad student's apartment. They literally went on the news and said, "Oh, if that guy could just come talk to us to explain his side to clear up this misunderstanding." Like, WTF? You don't ask criminals politely to come in to talk to you because they're not going to. They're just not going to. Jumping over to Moscow for a second, yesterday I was saying how there's many people who won't call 911 because of various reasons, but I'll tell you one population of people that will never call 911: criminals. Calling 911 about nothing. Give me an effing break. And I'm talking about the roommates that didn't witness anything who witnessed everything. um, Calling them criminals. Like, that's why they didn't call 911. That's why they didn't want to be on that 911 recording. Criminals are never going to call 911. So the fact that Ethan's friend, Hunter Johnson, called 911, maybe he is not a guilty party, because he is the one probably that's on that recording. But why haven't we heard the recording? Why is there no talk about it? Why is it not in any of the documentation? Nothing, nada. That's kind of what her guy was saying. She was too close and was going to get them both unalived. Oh my goodness. Like, right, because she's too close to the car accident? Give me an effing break. Like I said, these people are letting the cat out of the bag. Like, seriously. I promise to catch a live again, hun. Well, thanks, Nana. Thank you, thank you. Only controlled info released, in my opinion. Maybe Kylie found out something about Jaeger and shared the secret, hence the don't do anything stupid. Um, are you referring to possibly his mom with her nonprofit? Because people in that line of industry, just like people in the like community health services of child protective services, are often uh have an in with the underground with trafficking. Allegedly, in my humble conspiracy theory opinion, that, how do you get involved with, how do you make a connection with these people? Oh, I'll help you. Just like pimps when they see people that have run away from home. Oh, come with me. I'll help you. I'll provide for you. I'll protect you. I understand you. This is how you get indentured servants. This is how you control people. Um, so yeah, outdoorsy life. Heard he had cartel connections. Well, Jaeger, when he said, "Does this get me into the Truckee mafia?" Remember that text? Does this get me into the Truckee mafia? That was when he brought a car back from Mexico. I think that's what he was referring to. It was said explicitly, Nana Psychoville, we are here only for the community. The ones we choose only matters. I think they keep some sloppy cases open because then they are free to keep quiet to the public, possibly. There you go, Barbara. That's what I think. They'll keep it open forever. In 5 years, I bet it'll still be open. There'll still be no police report from the California Highway Patrol. Um, and who was it? Was it you, Mark? I think it was you that was saying that in the autopsy, they say that there's a criminal investigation that's open. I'm pretty sure that was you, Mr. Mark. It was pretty sharp picking that out. I've lost what part we are talking about. And let's see, I've not been doing much health issues. My eyes hurt from nerve damage. Ouch, harsh one. I'm so sorry. That's really terrible to be having the health problems. I have tried to contact any newscaster who did a story on Kylie. No reply from any. Wow. Well, that's probably because of the media walls, right? Please post the link we can look up. Just pasted it in its own comment so you can copy it easier. Thank you, Jaded Warehouse. Awesome. Excelente. Um, Bless you, hun. Yes, let's all send healing prayers to Harsh One, Shelley, and also for Shan. We were talking about that yesterday. Prayers. And I have a family member that's been hospitalized that could use some prayers. And there was another one that needed prayers. Do you guys remember? Um, you couldn't pay me enough to stay at that lodge. Eesh. And it seems like such a lovely place if it didn't have all the bad juju. I mean, when this whole case first started and just how remote it was kind of wild from the get go because you don't hear about places like that much because there aren't many places like that, where you're like out in the sticks where what it can take you an hour to 7 hours to get in on your snowshoes when the weather's really bad. Isn't that what Lindsay said? An hour to 7 hours just to get from the lodge to the main road, I think, if I'm remembering right. The Kylie picture of her in the red and black dress above the water seemed to possibly be a foreshadowing of short sorts in the occult. Red and black are sacrifice colors. When was that picture from? The date? I think it was real recent because, she was quite young. She was only 16, almost 17. And so she changed a lot in the last year or 2 years. And that to me looks like a very recent photograph. And I used a couple of images in some of my thumbnails recently. I love those images. They're extremely cool, but yeah, they are also super creepy. Um, and they're very artistic, and I think that they have a definite message and meaning. My God, can the poor loves from Idaho just get more bizarre? Well, and this Darcey Smith, you guys, I was looking up a whole bunch of stuff about her more last night. I think uh, that the Idaho 4 was a distraction from the people in high positions that were involved with that. And I question if her husband believes that she self-harmed. I would love to know what he thinks. Um, and yeah, Nana, my thing last night is that like these people in Idaho just couldn't be any more cray. Could they? And I mean, hasn't that always been a thing that Idaho people are just like of a whole different sort, like a whole different breed? Isn't that a thing? Like my whole life, I'm pretty sure. This is just my first time up close experiencing it. And I'm not that close, fortunately. Fortunately, not too close for comfort, that's for sure. Um, these people are connected. Boyfriend is from the same area and went to Truckee High School for a year. And Holmes, okay, harsh one. These people, are you talking about all the people in Truckee being connected, or are you talking about connected with Idaho? Because I know people have talked about Bethany went to the Truckee High School for briefly or something like that, right? I mean, Bethany um, is from Reno, Bethany Funk, and Jagger was from Reno. Um, yeah, let's see. Oh, and that's what you meant when you said BF. I thought you meant boyfriend. Okay, let me read that again. Bethany Funk is from the same area and went to Truckee High School for a year, and JB and NP have homes in the area. Truth for Kylie. JB and NP, I'm drawing a blank. If you can help out with that harsh one, I'm trying to catch up with everybody here. Let's see. Jay Rana, did you watch Drip Drop about Odinite connecting and internet coin stuff? Yes, I did. And I love Drip Drop. He is on it. Maybe Kylie Pick is photoshopped, but I could be wrong. In my opinion, that Kylie pic is photoshopped. Oh, it's 100%. Whether you're talking about the one in the store or the ones outside in the black dress with the red shoes that I used for the thumbnails, those are all photoshopped for sure. Drip Drop is so cool. I love his investigation style. I do too. I think he's adorable. And he's sharp and he's funny. Kylie Rodney was used, and yes, we need our guy in the Oval Office. Again, please, no with the politics. It's just and try to keep this focused on true crime. CB, the Ram, and that particular one is the Kulu Outdoor Clothing Company. Interesting. Yeah, it's very satanic, very much so. How many on Family Tree of the Donner Trail victims and survivors are in Truckee to date? I wonder. Well, I would think a lot, Nana. It's a very good question. I've wondered that myself. Yeah, absolutely. And they spread out all through the San Francisco Bay Area. Mark, I told the Hubs when we go visit fam, I want to go. He said, okay, I'll video when I go. And yeah, Divine Justice, aka Mrs. G, the honey badger, is planning another trip too. All the places seem to have tunnels to some unknown to us. Yeah, I think I want to say everywhere there's tunnels, like under any city or town. Um, it seems to me that there's always tunnels. That's just part of city planning, and with what um, I guess just the way the utilities work and the drainage. I think there's always tunnels. But some areas have more complete tunnels than others. Some have tunnels for just traveling around on foot under university in the winter weather. So, with the weather the way it is in Idaho, maybe they have that at the University of Idaho. I know there's schools in Ohio that have underground, like hallways to go from building to building. So, yeah, that pretty quickly translates over into some sneaky stuff. The tunnels are just like with submarines, like going underground like that is what you do when you're trying to be sneaky. So, a squirrels, what's up? Um, Bethany F. and Truckee in Idaho. Yeah. Good morning, Sharon Kenny. I'm late, slept in today. Oh, well, thank you so much for your lives last night. I caught them this morning and glad that you're getting your sleep. That's so important. You don't want me to put who JB and NPR politics. Okay. Thank you. Um, I'm so confused. Totally drawing a blank. Too many connections. Oh, wait, NP, I know who you're talking about. Pelosi. JB, not sure. Okay. Um, and yeah, that whole thing with her husband getting attacked with a hammer by the guy that he was hanging out with in his underpants. That was so weird. I remember talking about that on one of my lives and somebody got super offended. I was just like, I'm just asking questions. Like, WTF is up with that? Um, Too many connections. Kevin Niece, hello. How are you doing? Nice to see ya. We were talking about you earlier. Hopefully you won't go back and watch it because we were saying all kinds of smack. I'm just kidding. Quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. Um Sorry, keep missing your live, Shan. Kevin, how are you? I am so excited to catch your last Kylie videos. They are at the top of my priority list. I'm doing that today. Um, Politics, barf. Yeah, lots under city tunnels in Seattle, right, Jazz? 100%. So a while ago, I put up a photograph of on my community page of my first office building where I had my first private practice, which was in Pioneer Square. And right next to the entrance into the building is a place that does tours of the underground city of Seattle. So that's a big thing in Seattle for sure. Um, if you haven't caught that photograph, I have a lot of good community posts. My community posts don't get that many views, but I feel like I've put up a lot of good ones lately. So if you have an interest, please go check them out. I really try to do something with that. I also do a little bit of personal stuff. Like I put one up recently of my kids and husband. It's a couple of years old, but it's just a super cute family photo. So I thought people are always curious about, the Jazz family. So there you'll see a complete picture. It's just not that current. The kids are a little bit littler. You can really tell with the smaller ones. Shan has entered the chat. Shan is in the house. I won't post until I'm out of Frucky. His ask LOL. The hub knows I'm not afraid to stand up for myself, but I'm not stupid either. Yeah, and I always say, if you let these people threaten you and keep you quiet, you're not going to be any safer. All you're doing is giving them more power and strength and making them feel more like they can get away with what they're doing, in my opinion. But yeah, we all have to be intelligent about the decisions that we make, and personal safety is super, top priority for everyone, for sure. Awaiting which family source told them this or more details in info. They call stealth usually bad stuff underground. LOL. The politics I only mention because it does have merit in cases one is doing it, one will stop it. I figured makes Lindsay even more sus. Hammer time was weird AF. I like the way you call it hammer time. Can't touch this. That's cute. So I thought of something last night in my links. I wonder if I can put some of the Kids in the Hall skits in there. I haven't tried it yet because I was referring to a Kids in the Hall skit the other day, yesterday or the day before, when I was talking about the Suzanne Morphew case and said she was in the middle of a big bike race. And I wasn't being disrespectful. That's a whole Kids in the Hall skit, one of my favorite ones about being in the middle of a big bike race. So I didn't make reference to it, and I figured people had no idea what I was talking about. So I'm going to start when I use my little Kids in the Hall inside jokes. I'm going to start trying to insert them into the description so that people can get a laugh if they like that kind of thing. Um, Kevin Neese, I'm used to people talking smack about me. I thought you were going to say that you like people talking smack about you. Let's see. Where are we at? Hammer party. Oh, I'm so far behind. I'm sorry. I'm trying so hard to keep up with you beautiful people, and you have so many great comments. Okay. Let's see. So weird with the tunnel connections, including Summer's case. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that in Summer's case, but yeah, in a lot of these cases, what sucks is the music and the politics is the stuff. Hammer party at the Pelosi's. Man, and Kylie just rocked. She was so talented. She had such a great voice and she wasn't afraid to use it. And when you snuff somebody's life out, you're taking their voice. And I feel like that's what was done with her. Her voice was stolen as a musician, and her voice as far as if there's something to that people were afraid she was going to let some secrets out of uh, the town of Truckee, some Truckee secrets, some effery. Let's see. Lindsay lies, and probably a big part of what happened to Kylie. Yes, I agree. Just that whole thing with "I'm so sorry." Like, yeah. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it almost makes it sound like they had a fight, but again, I think she was kind of going with that script of let's try to make it sound like she left on her own accord and will probably never be seen again because she was not in a very good state of mind. Harsh One says, I always said Lindsay was involved. Well, good for you, Harsh One. You're probably right, and probably you were way ahead of the game. I emailed David Robertson, forwarded the screenshot of new channel name, and also told him how Jeff is exploiting her. He's giving all that to his attorney. Yay, Kevin! You are a hero. Thank you, thank you. Um, okay, so Shan, I think Lindsay's teeth alone tell a story too. I can get you may want it stop, but we know it's not grief talk that's done this. You need to ask for our help, Lindsay. You have had our full attention. I agree. Outdoorsy life. Seattle has an entire underground city. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I never went on that tour. But yeah, truth and justice for Kylie. Brokeback needs his name and cannot wait. Thank you, Kevin. Oh, Brokeback. Underground City, where did that one go? Is an awesome tour. I lived in Seattle for 6 years. Oh, I didn't know you lived there, Kevin. I lived in the Seattle area, if you count all the way down to Olympia, for like 20 years. But actually, like Seattle area for what, 10 years? Um, but yeah, from Olympia, we moved to Portland, Oregon, to San Francisco, and then up to Kitsap County, where my husband was from, and then over to Seattle, and then up to Marysville right before we bought a house in Marysville because Seattle was just getting too expensive to buy a home. And then Marysville got too expensive to buy a home. But yeah, anyway, then we moved to Ohio. And it's cheaper here, but still expensive. Let's see. Where are we? That guy is crazy eight hungry. Lindsay's mom goes back to child protection. Lindsay's mom, right, Mark. She retired from being an employee in child protective services, and then she reinstated her position right after Kylie was found. That was very suspicious to me. She did not look for her daughter, her words throughout search. Yeah, she definitely didn't look for her daughter, and she wasn't stepping forward and begging the public, and she wasn't pushing law enforcement. I mean, usually, like look at Steve Gonzo, like that. Like I think that everything he's done is what a parent would do in a situation like this. I really don't have any criticism of Steve Gonzo. I think that he's extremely respectable in what he's done. Um, I mean, it's your freaking kid, man. Give me a break. Um, let's see. Politicians with black eyes, you'll see. Same with celebs and reoccurring ritual ceremonies. Public humiliation is a separate ritual, yet same Bohemian Grove vibes and on and on. Ugh, Barbara, also, like, you're making me think of the Greek system, just with the hazing and the humiliation and being submissive, all of that, and the secrecy. So yeah, it's ritualistic, it's ceremonial. Um, and yeah, the Bohemian Grove thing is crazy, absolutely crazy. Um, and then it was Brush Junkie who pointed out that Kevin McCarthy was wearing a polo shirt with a Bohemian Grove emblem on it when he went over to Maui a couple weeks ago. You guys, did you catch that? I'll put something. I'll put the link to that drop that she did on it in the description. But also, I talked about it in a couple of my videos. But I would not have caught that if not for the Brush Junkie. So that was weird. The Bohemian Grove connection with Maui. Kids in the Hall, Rando. Yes, we love the Kids in the Hall. And just how they got that name, too. Another one from the Kids in the Hall that was like an Ed Sullivan thing that he would say when he would come out onto the stage, because all these kids in the hall would be trying to hand him their jokes on their little pieces of notebook paper. And if he read it during his routine when he would come out, he would say, "This is another one from the Kids in the Hall." So that's where the name comes from. For anybody who doesn't know. Yes, we love the kids. And did you know that they reconvened a few years ago? But I don't know if they stayed back together as a group or if they just did like a tour and then disband again. That is ironically the perfect song. Which song? The Hammer Time? Hit that like button. AS sacrifice that went wrong, in my opinion. Are you talking about Kylie, Nana? A cult sacrifice that went wrong? JB is the current. Okay, thank you. Saying without saying. Yeah, thanks, Sandra. The hollow tree. Uh, she was an earth angel, empath, and ray of light. It doesn't always make an easy life for kids like her. Oh, yeah. She looked like a miserable child, did she not? Like all of the photographs of her, there's very few, even as a teenager, where she looks really relaxed and happy. Like she always had so much pent-up emotion in her face, but especially the childhood photos, especially. I get the feeling Lindsay and Kylie were not close. Um, Yeah, and Barbara agrees with that. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Um, I wouldn't think Lindsay doesn't really seem like she's close to anyone except maybe the ex-con that she's married to. I don't know. And maybe that Summer Fowler that was at her daughter's celebration of life, or was that more like a debutante coming out party for Scammy the Snake? I kind of think it was the latter. I'm still working on my playlist, list by channel, so we have an organized list by creator for me. I've tried to find new perspectives, but it's the same. Awesome, Jayrana Boomer. I'll have to check that out. Um, let's see, ditto, but it was so hard to accept that a mother could do that to any child, let alone her own. Since the JD trial, I've learned so much more. I knew people should be awful, but vile, I've learned. Um, I lived in Everett, Bellingham, and Blaine. Yeah, Marysville is just north of Everett. My sons were both born at the hospital in Everett. My oldest daughter was born in Seattle, and my youngest daughter was born here in Ohio. Uh, Outdoorsy life, or is it just me? Are you finishing a sentence from earlier? Lindsay should have the ability to search. Then I feel the cow. Oh, you guys, I am so sorry. I am looking at the time and I gotta run. So I'm gonna need to cut this off really quickly. My apologies. It's gone on too long. I love my lives, and yeah, I just fall into a time warp. So thanks for being here. Have a lovely day. Sending you light and love, and I just gotta hit the end stream button. Sorry. See you soon. Thanks.